Okay, this is Qasino filleting a.
Round fish. This is the correct way to fillet a round fish.
What type of fish are
This
you
is a
filleting?
sand bass. This is I want to say an 17, 16 to 17-inch sand bass, I'm going to say. Big mouth sand bass. Well, for starters, this is what you do. You take your fillet knife here. This is a nice little fillet knife. You can pick it up from Walmart. It's made from Berkeley. Comes with a nice little leather casing. And there's like a holster down inside to keep you from splitting the case as well as from puncturing yourself in the hand through the case itself. Okay, you remove your blade from your handle. For starters, you want to keep your blade nice and dry. As you start, it's best to do that because, well, actually, if you're going to sharpen your knife, it's best to do that. But if it's already sharpened, then you're fine. This is what you want to do. You're going to take your blade here with the blade facing the front of the fish. You want to take it and get directly here up under the scale and the gills and press down lightly. Hold with one hand, press with the other hand, and try to cut at a angle towards the front of the fish. Towards the front of the fish. Then you want to go down a little more and get down towards the fin, towards that lower fin there. There you have it. You'll see when it cuts open. It's best to fillet your fish while it's still alive. That way it'll taste much fresher. Okay, here you go. Here you want to puncture down here right at the top of the fin. Puncture just slightly, just so that you can get a groove going. You may have to worry about your fish moving. That's one thing. If it's still alive, it's going to move, of course. So it's best to have another rag on hand to keep it there just in case, so you can get a good grip of the fish. You want to take it here, press down with your left hand or right hand, whichever hand whichever hand you're using, and cut outward with the blade. Notice the blade is going out towards the top of the fish. You want to cut outward. Stay along the top of the bone line, going that direction, and then you want to reverse your blade and bring it towards you and do the same thing here. Stay above the bone line. Stay completely above the bone line and take it all the way down to the tail. Just right before the fin. Now you want to take your blade, dry it off. It's always best to cut fresh when you're going to cut your meat because you want the blade dry. It'll cut deeper it'll cut better through the scales and everything rather. And here you are here. You want to cut, hold here with your hand. Okay, keep the fish still. This is the nerve. This is just the nerve. You want to keep your fish steady. Thank you. You want to keep the fish steady and cut along the back of the tail. There you are, right there. This is basically almost it. It's almost over. It's almost over, buddy. Hold still. And then this is what you want to do. You want to take this here and go ahead and strike whichever way you decide to go with it. It doesn't matter. But you want to basically peel the meat up. And it's almost like opening a book. You want to peel the meat up and cut at the same time. That way you're actually removing the meat off of the bone and you're getting a nice clean fillet. Getting a nice clean fillet. And as you can see, as you cut further down inside, you hit a few of the nerves. It'll cause the fish to bleed. That meat, the blood isn't going to damage the meat, none at all. You can just rinse it right off and everything's okay. Okay, you cut further here. Get down off into the head there. And cut. You want to there's an actual set of bones that sticks to the meat itself. You may want to have to get that off. Cut around the rib cage is pretty much what it is here. There we go. There we go. Thicker than I thought. The fish is bigger than I anticipated it being.
Yeah, that's good. It looks like.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, it is.
The fish moving again because of the nerves.
Nerves. No, it's nothing. Now, some say it's not good to eat the stomach lining, which I do concur, but some people still do it. But I myself, I'll just fillet it Then I'll cut it off later. Okay, and that's the fillet. That's the fillet of the bass there. Okay, now I'm gonna take this other side. I'm gonna sit it aside here. Move this out the way. I'll show you how to skin it. Okay, you're gonna come here. And once you fillet the meat, once you filleted your meat, you want to remove the stomach lining, which is this here. You want to take this, you want to cut this off here. The little shiny piece of the meat, you want to remove that. There's other ways of doing this. This is just one of the ways that I do it. I want to take that, that's trash. I want to get rid of that. Now, in order to get the fillet good, here, let me cut this off right here. Let's do this here. Move that, move that. That's trash. Okay, now this is basically what you eat here. This is what you want to do. In order to remove the skin from the meat, you want to take the tail end of the fish, take the blade, and just cut a little small portion of the meat off in the back towards you. Cut a little bit of that off there. Okay, you see how that is? I want to remove that. That way it gives you a place to place your fingers at. So you place your fingers here, then you take the blade and you cut away from you. And you sort of drag the blade along the skin here. And this way you can hold the skin. As you drag along, you can hold the skin and you get a much cleaner fillet. You can flip the meat up periodically just to check and see how far you've come and to see how well, see how clean it is. If you have a much sharper knife, this knife hasn't been sharpened today, but if you have a much sharper knife, you can see you'll get much more of the fillet off. It'll be a much cleaner fillet. But again, you want to just continue to pretty much strike the blade forward like so. Excuse me, that was a phone call. One of my customers calling me asking me if I can fillet some fish for them. I'm a little busy at this moment. It's my boy Jaime. I'll get back to you in a minute, Jaime. But see, this is a terrible fillet ending here because my blade isn't as sharp as I would like for it to be. But as you can see, this is all the meat here removed from the skin. See this? It's a terrible fillet. Could have been a lot better, but it is what it is. Now you want to take this and then remove this here, toss that in the trash. That's okay. Now, in order to remove the bone, there's a long line of bone in here. It's a little bone from the rib cage that you cut from before. Simple as this. Just to remove it, you want to just take it here, cut right along that line. You'll basically feel the bone where it is, or where it was rather, and just remove it. And then that's that. And then there you have it. Straight meat. Straight bass meat. Remove that there. And there you have it. The fillet could have come out a lot better than this. I'll be back probably tomorrow to show you guys how to do the perch. And once I do that, I'll show you a much cleaner fillet. I'm better at those. But here it is. Barrett sand bass, clean fillet, mostly meat, nothing else. Enjoy your meal.